They always sound so good. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing one of the only Corvettes I haven't personally driven yet, and that is going to be a C6 Z06 that is heavily modified. So let's jump into this one. All right, guys, so we have kind of a special one here for you today because we are at a fairly local establishment. It is called Jack's Motors. Now, they actually have a C6 Z06 for sale, or they did. I actually have a friend here, Jake. If you haven't checked out his channel, it is PA driven. I'll put all of his information in the description down below, but he bought this thing. When he texted me and said, hey, I'm buying a car that's about 45 minutes from you. Do you want to meet up? I had to say yes, because look at this thing. It's a freaking beast. So we're going to go over exactly what's up with this car. I said earlier, it's heavily modified. It is modified, but I don't know if I'd necessarily say heavily. There's no turbos or anything, but it is definitely modified. It's faster than your normal Z06. Before we get too much into it though, guys, it is a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. It's a perfect day for a car review. I have the ZR1 out, which is right there. And of course, if you guys know Jake's channel, he has this beautiful 2001 C5 Z06, and that's what he traded on the C6 Z06. I mean, look at this thing. If this was a 2003 or a 2004, I'd be buying it, because you guys know I'm looking for a C5 Z06, but it is in absolutely perfect shape. I'm still kind of on the fence as to whether or not I should just buy this one and suck it up over the differences from the 01s up to the 03s, but I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think down below, because I'd like to have the C5 Z06, but I really want the one I want. I know you know what I mean. Okay, so enough with that other talk. Let's talk about this particular car, guys. This is a 2006 Corvette Z06, obviously. It's got a couple different aesthetic mods, but the majority of the differences are under the hood. Obviously, we have the silver exterior. The previous owner put a carbon fiber lip on the front, carbon fiber side skirts, a little bit of a carbon fiber like mud flap area there. And then on the back, we have the carbon fiber lip wing, which is probably, I believe this is the one for the ZR1. And like I said earlier, guys, I'm looking for a C5 Z06, but after driving this thing, I think I might actually be looking for a C6 Z06. This thing is so freaking nice. I mean, I know I keep saying it, but the wheels are like a gunmetal color with the silver exterior, all the carbon fiber that the previous owner had, the tinted out side markers, the tinted glass, everything just really helps make this thing special. I mean, the exhaust tips here look freaking perfect, which is very rare in my findings that these things are level and perfect looking, especially with the C5. That is a huge problem with the C5s. But continuing on with the aesthetic mods, we also have tinted tail lights, and it looks like an aftermarket set of rotors in here, real nicely slotted. The calipers are stock. But yeah, guys, this is Jake's new car from PA Driven, and he is going to be doing all kinds of content with this thing, so definitely make sure you check out his channel. He's a really awesome dude. I've met him a couple times now at Corvettes at Carlisle. Real good guy. I mean, look at him. He's taking pictures of my ZR1. What could possibly be wrong with that? Obviously, he is a car guy, and this thing is just a solidification of that. Now, what I think is pretty cool, Jake's buying this car. It's obviously used, but it's a 2006. It's only got 22,000 miles on it. 22,000. I mean, my ZR1 just turned over 9,000 today, and that's a 2019. So this thing has been very rarely driven, and it's in very nice shape. Now, what's even cooler is, since the car's used, he gets a free Beltronics radar detector. The previous owner left it in there, and trust me, we already verified it does work. On top of that, he also has a MGW shifter. So basically, he's getting a car that's already built to the point of where I would put it, and he's not spending any time getting it done. It's already ready to go. Anyway, let's talk about what you guys are really here for. Let's pop this hood and take a look at what's under there. So here it is, guys. We have obviously the LS7 engine in this Z06, which by itself is a fantastic engine. Without any kind of mods, the engine is going to put out 505 horsepower at a 7-liter displacement, and it's going to sound absolutely freaking glorious while it's doing it. Now, in this case, we have a couple other things that make it sound even better and put out even more power. So right off the bat, we'll start with the big thing here, and that's going to be the Vera Ram cold air intake. These have been proven to add a good bit of power to any Corvette, but the Z06 benefits heavily from this because of the extra air that it needs to power that 7-liter engine. Now, moving back, we have the fast LSX 102 intake manifold, which of course is going to allow this engine to take in even more air. So it's going to help it make even more power. Aside from that, we have long tube headers with some upgraded spark plug wires so they don't get burnt from the exposed metal of the long tube header. Of course, that makes the car sound really phenomenal. But what I think is really awesome is the previous owner obviously was a car guy, because this right here is a remote clutch drain and fill system. So just like you would bleed your brakes, you can now bleed the clutch the same exact way without having to get underneath the car and do some really magic things to access this nipple to bleed. Big thumbs up there. I really wish all Corvettes would come with stuff like that. Well, at least the ones that had manuals. And then the last thing we have in here that I can visibly see is right there, an oil catch can. Again, whenever you're producing any more power than stock, or really even if you're not making any more power than stock, you should probably invest in one of these things just to make sure your engine stays running as well as it can for as long as it can. Now, outside of that, the stuff we can't see, this car does have a cam in it. I'm not sure of the exact specs of it, but I do know it's very low B at idle, so I have a feeling it's pushing a good bit of power. This particular car apparently dynoed 570 at the wheels, so it is definitely producing more power than the stock LS7 engine would on its own. Now, of course, outside of all that stuff, guys, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to take the car for a drive and give you my impressions of a 14-year-old car, almost 15-year-old. And with all these extra mods, is it still as cool as all the other Corvettes? Let's jump in and find out. All right, guys, so getting into the car, we noticed a couple things right off the bat. The C6 still has the Bose sound system, which probably sounds pretty good. The Bose in my C7 ZR1 and even in the C8 sounds pretty decent for what it is. We get greeted with the typical Corvette door sill badging, and then we have the diamond plate floor mats, which are pretty cool. Yeah, you step in there and you're gonna slip to your death probably, but they do look cool. And then of course underneath there, because it's a Z06, we have the man pedal. So yeah, he's trading a C5 Z06 for a C6 Z06. This guy's obviously all about manuals. I love it. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and climb in. Obviously the interior is all black. It does have red stitching, which I don't know if that was actually an option for the Z06 or not. Maybe somebody dyed this, but either way, it looks really good. Because this is a CAMMED Z06, obviously we need to have some sort of startup procedure, right? We can't just jump in the car and automatically be on the road. Let's hear this beast come to life. The radar detector kind of ruined that. Yep. Okay. Take number 2. Let's go ahead and bring this car to life by pressing the push to start. Yeah, that's one benefit from the C5. You had a key. This one has push to start. Yeah, you can hear the cam for sure. The clutch must be upgraded as well. Do you know?
The clutch is definitely upgraded. It's very stiff.
Very stiff, so it's definitely upgraded to handle the extra power. If it's 570 to the wheels, it's probably over 600 at the crank. So, I mean, this car's no joke. As you guys know, the C6s, the C6 Z06 specifically, only weighs about 3,000 to 3,100 pounds. So it's not a heavy car, but it's not super light either, I guess. But anyway, let's take this thing for a drive. I used to have a 5th generation Camaro that had long tube headers, and I'll tell you what, I almost missed the smell. All you can smell is unburnt hydrocarbons. Yes, this thing screams America. There's bald eagles all over the place out the back. Wow. You gotta love CAMMED cars, especially a CAMMED Z06. I mean, this is the car everybody wants as a car guy, or a Corvette guy specifically. Now, you guys are probably gonna give me a lot of bad comments in the comment section down below, because I'm not gonna rip this thing. Number one, it's not my car. Number two, there's a lot of cops out today, like a lot of cops. I do not want to get pulled over in someone else's car. So with that said, I should probably have my seatbelt on. Downshift, drop into 3rd. See what we got here for a second. Oh man, she is fast. She is fast. Guys, the C6 Z06 is already a pretty fast car, but when you add these kind of mods to it, it's incredible. If I were to get a C6, one of the first things I would do to it would be a cam. Now, obviously with the Z06, this one already has the heads fixed, right? Heads are already done. So the typical problem with the LS7 is not going to be a problem with this one. Now, while you're getting that done, you might as well throw a cam in it, right? That's what I would do. If I didn't know any better, I'd say in a former life, I owned this car before I sold it to him. I bet I did. This thing is modded exactly how I would do it.
I think it's just enough.
Yeah, it's just enough. Solid. Yep. And it rides really nice. Like,
it's drivable.
14, almost 15-year-old car. It rides like my ZR1. I mean, I put my ZR1 in sport mode. That's this. We're about to go under an overpass. Let's check out what these long tube headers sound like. Yeah, I love long tube headers, dude. They always sound so good. This time around, we're heading back to the dealership because you know, I can't keep this car, unfortunately. So we rolled up the windows. Let's see what it sounds like with the windows up. That clutch, it's stiff.
It's actually quieter than the C5. It really is.
It sounds so good though. Yeah, my God, I'm so happy with the way that sounds. It's not even my car.
It doesn't drone.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. So from what I can tell, it looks like it's a stock exhaust with long tube headers. So you're getting mostly a stock sound with just more sound. So yeah, I would not complain at all though. He's gonna have a beautiful time with this car. This is really phenomenal. I don't know, maybe he'll be back on the channel soon because yeah, if you bring it back down.
Yes sir, I'll bring it back.
There we go. So maybe we can do a little bit more with it. I have a drag strip not too far from my house if you ever want to take it on there. Yes. I plan on taking the ZR1 down to Keystone as well, and if he wants to join me one of these days, I think that'd be a pretty cool matchup.
That'd be great, actually. Do you think we keep up with the ZR1?
I think it's going to be a lot closer than you think.
Really? Yeah,
because this is a lot lighter weight. It's about 400 to 500 pounds less, and it's putting down 570. My ZR1 put down 702. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you you're going to beat me, but it's going to be closer than you're thinking, I think. So this is basically the view you're going to have, guys. If you own a C6 Z06, it's not bad. I mean, I feel you can definitely tell you're in an older car, but at the same time, it's not terrible like the C5. So, I mean, the C6 is definitely a lot more updated inside. You get the touch screen and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I mean, the AC is blowing super cold. I mean, this looks like a good purchase to me, but guys, this view, I don't know. The C6 Z06 is a freaking awesome car. I know anybody out there who's a Corvette guy already knows this, but this is my first experience with a C6, and specifically the Z06, which is one of the coolest ones. The only cooler one would be the ZR1, and then you're talking about a significant amount more money. So for the money, I think the Z06 might be the best bang for the buck. I said the same thing about the C7. The C7 Z06 is the best bang for your buck. The ZR1 is obviously cooler, but you're paying almost twice what you would pay for the C6, so, or the C7 Z06. Downshift. Give it a little bit of beans here in a second. As I'm talking about beans, look what passes. There's so many cops out today. All right, so a little bit. That's all we got for today, guys. I don't want to go crazy with it. Guys, he's doing it. Making it the easy way. Look at that. Look at that.
Perfect.
Check these guys out.
What's up?
Is that cammed? No, I'm joking. I know. Everything's cammed around here though, it seems. So, but yeah, guys, obviously a big supporter of the channel. Gotta love that. Like I said, great dude. He'll be around Carlisle with me this year, so make sure to stop by, check him out. I'll put all his channel info in the description down below. Definitely give him a subscribe. He's a cool dude. Obviously has an awesome car. Why not? But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the review of the C6 Z06 as much as I did. I'll tell you what, it is a blast to drive this car. The mods that are on this thing perfectly complement what Chevy already gave us. That LS7, like I said, is a beast in its own right, but now it's even better with just basically bolt-ons outside of that cam. Anyway, like I said, that's going to do it for the video. So if you liked what you saw, give me a big thumbs up. Head over to Jake's channel, give him a big thumbs up and a subscribe. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do. I'm going to have loads of Corvette content like this that you are not going to want to miss. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.